Right. These five vendors are going to get you business credit really fast. Look, if you're starting to build a business credit profile and score, then you should know that getting starter vendors is the hardest of the parts of the process. Like, that is the hardest part. Like, if you figure out starter vendors, then you should have a much easier time in building your business credit, right? But they're hard because it's hard to find the right vendors, right? A lot of vendors don't sell what you need. A lot of them don't report to the business credit reporting agencies. A lot of vendors will not approve you if you don't have any business credit established. So what I want to talk about today is my top five, or top of my favorite, five of my favorite starter vendors to start building business credit. These are vendors who will give you credit when you have none. These are vendors that actually will report the credit they give you to the business credit reporting agencies. So these are the vendors that will really give you the success that you're looking for to be able to successfully build business credit. Okay, so hopefully everybody can hear me okay, because I'm traveling today, so I don't have my normal office setup. If for any reason you can't hear me, type a message in chat. Although if you could hear me, you probably wouldn't be saying that. So you probably wouldn't be typing anything. So Robin, thanks for coming to the stream, and we are going to help you get business credit. Thanks for coming in from YouTube. Give me your company name here on the stream, and I'll give you a shout out. Okay, so what are starter vendors? Starter vendors are really the way that you start building a business credit profile and score. If you want to get a Visa card, a MasterCard, if you want to get auto financing, if you want to get credit with another outside vendor like Staples, Office Depot, Home Depot, Lowe's, Apple, Amazon, then you need to have an established business credit report and score to get there. And by the way, Queen is in the house. Thanks for coming in from YouTube and saying hello. Good morning, Michelle. Thank you for coming in and saying hello as well. So when we talk about starter vendors, here's what you need to know. Starter vendors are vendors that will help you start a business credit profile and score. You see, if I go into Staples, if I go into Home Depot, if I go to get a Visa card, if I go to get auto financing, none of them will give me credit for my business without a personal guarantee or credit check if I don't already have an established business credit profile and score. So I need credit to get credit. How do I get the credit initially? That's what starter vendors are. Starter vendors are very unique because they do two things. One, they report the credit they give you to a business credit reporting agency. That's a really big deal. Look, over 90% of vendors that exist today do not report the credit they give you to a business credit reporting agency. So they'll give you credit, but they don't report it anywhere. So it doesn't do anything to actually help you build business credit. Now, given these can be very valuable to you. As you build your business credit profile and score, companies like Best Buy don't report anywhere, but they'll approve you for like a $30,000 credit line just because you have a business credit profile and score established. So these vendors that don't report your credit, but they're still very valuable because they'll give you credit based on your business credit quality, but they won't help you build an initial business credit profile and score. So starter vendors have two things unique. One of them is that they report the credit they give you to a business credit reporting agency when 90% of vendors don't. The second thing that makes starter vendors unique is that starter vendors will give you credit when you have no other credit, right? So they fix this problem that we have to have credit to get credit, right? It's like, well, how do I get credit from Best Buy and Apple if they require that I have credit in order to get approved? Well, we start with starter vendors. And so what happens is we get credit with these starter vendors. They report those timely payments to the business credit reporting agencies. That gives us a credit profile. That gives us a credit score. And with the established credit profile and score, we can then jump right to retailers, vendors, and start getting credit with Apple, Amazon, HP, Dell, Home Depot, Lowe's, Costco, Sam's Club, Staples, Office Depot. You get the idea. Even Macy's and Nordstrom offer this kind of corporate credit. So that's what starter vendors are. They help you start a business credit profile and score, and they're unique because they will give you credit when they have none, and they report it to a business credit reporting agency. Okay, so who are top of my top five vendors? Well, keep in mind that you don't want to get credit just to get credit. You need to get credit that you're actually really going to use to grow your business. So some of these vendors will hopefully be exactly what you need to get the credit you're going to use to grow the business. Here's why. Getting business credit accounts doesn't do anything for you. Using them does. You have to get an account. You have to use the account. You have to pay the bill. It's that process that helps your business credit building, not just that you get an account. So you don't want to get starter vendor accounts with vendors you're not going to use. because then you're never going to use them. You're never going to be able to get the history on your credit report because you're not actually using them. And man, if tomorrow is in here, the only person who's an expert on the subject for as long as I can think of. Well, thank you very much. I've been doing this a long time. I wrote the best-selling book on business credit in 2012 to give everybody an idea of how long I've been teaching business credit. Okay, so let's dive in. One of my favorites is Uline. I love Uline. Uline has been one of my favorite starter vendors since I wrote the best-selling book on this thing 13 years ago. They are perfect because they'll give you credit when you have none. They don't have a bunch of other requirements that you have to meet, and they offer you net 30 terms. So they'll give you 30 days to pay the bill of whatever it is that you actually buy. Plus, they report to Dun& Bradstreet and Experian. Okay, so here's why this is valuable. A payment experience is the reporting of an account to a business credit reporting agency. So if I get a Uline account and it reports to Dun& Bradstreet, that counts as a payment experience. But if I have a Uline account and it reports to Dun& Bradstreet and Experian, type into chat, how many payment experiences does that give me? Real quick, type it into chat. Somebody help me. Don't leave me hanging. Okay, so if I get a vendor account with Uline, they report to D&B and Experian, how many payment experiences does that give me? If a payment experience is the reporting of an account to one business credit reporting agency. I mean, nobody is playing along today. Nobody's in chat. Nobody's answering the question. I've given you the most perplexing question of all time. So again, the short answer is, since nobody will answer me, is two payment experiences. Here's why this matters. If I want to move through to the next tier, the next stage of business credit, but Eva, thank you. Thank you very much. Eva, final answer. If I want to move to the next stage of business credit building, it's based on how many payment experiences I have. And MS LLCs, thank you for coming in too. I appreciate you answering too. So if I have one account that reports to two business credit reporting agencies, then that gives me a jump to get to my five, to get to my next tier, than if I just had an account that reports to Dun& Bradstreet. So if you want to expedite business credit building, if you want to do this fast, then what you really want to be doing is you want to get accounts that report to multiple credit reporting agencies, because then one account can give me multiple payment experiences. And then as soon as I get to like five, I can move to the next tier. And then 10, I move to the next tier. So I can move to other tiers and get faster to Visa card, faster to MasterCard, faster to Amex, faster to auto financing, just by getting accounts that report to multiple reporting agencies. So listen to what I'm saying today, because if I'm telling you this account reports to this bureau, this bureau, this bureau, the more bureaus they report to, the faster they're helping you build business credit. And by the way, Debo answered 2, and Gear Guy 23, and Michelle Lovelace, you all got it. I appreciate that. Great job. 2. If it reports to 2 reporting agencies, it counts as 2 payment experiences. So Uline, I love, because they'll approve you when you have no credit. They report to Experian and Dun & Bradstreet, 2 payment experiences, and they give you net 30 terms, and they sell like shipping supplies. They sell like office supplies type stuff. So it's something that you could easily find stuff that you need to buy there. Okay, so it's stuff that they sell, stuff that you could easily use, give you 2 payment experiences, and they'll approve you just because you have a business set up correctly. Now, I'm not going to go all through that today. If you want my mini course, I'll pull it up right now. If you want the mini course on the first step of business credit building, building your business credit foundation the right way, which is essential to get to the step that we're on, grab this mini course. It's 100% free. You can just scan the QR code or go to creditsuite.com/foundation. This will tell you step 1 of the business credit building process, how to set up your foundation properly. Scan that QR code, go to creditsuite.com/foundation. That'll set it up. So, next one is Marathon. And I love Marathon because we work with a lot of transportation companies. We have a lot of our clients have vehicles on the road. They might have one vehicle, they're wrapping it out and using it for marketing. They might have a fleet of vehicles or an over-the-road truck operator. But gas cards are very valuable because fuel cards can help you fuel a vehicle, repair a vehicle, and maintain a vehicle. So if you have any kind of vehicle that you're using at all for your business, then fuel cards are very valuable because they pay for repair, maintenance, and fuel of vehicles. Now, they at Marathon, obviously, they're a fuel station, transportation, vehicle-related servicing. They offer a net 15 account. They also report to Experian and Dun & Bradstreet, a big deal because Experian is the main credit bureau that's used by credit issuers. So if you want to get credit cards, a lot of them are looking at Experian. And D&B is used by everyone, a lot of places, including insurance companies as well. Now, Depending on how many accounts you have on your business credit reports and depending on how well you've set up your foundation, you may be asked for a $500 deposit. You may not. That's why I have this QR code right here. This QR code shows you how to get around that. It's showing you how to set up your foundation where it's so strong that you're not being asked for any kind of deposits from accounts like Marathon. But if you skip that step and you don't do what I'm teaching you with foundation, then you have to put that money down. So scan that QR code or go to creditsuite.com/foundation, and that'll get you what you need there. Okay. So that way we can get this done properly. We can get Marathon without any kind of deposit. Now that brings me to number three, vendor source number three. Vendor source number three is my absolute favorite vendor of all time. And here's why. They have been around since well before I got into this. I mean, I started building business credit for clients 14 years ago, right? So they have been around from the very beginning. They were actually featured in my book in 2012. They are a true starter vendor. So what I mean by that is they'll really give you credit without you having any other credit established, right? Marathon, you have to have a really strong foundation. Marathon, you have to maybe have some credit established to get around the $500 deposit. Not with Granger. They are a true starter vendor. They'll give you credit when you have none. Now, they provide industrial supplies, outdoor supplies. I personally buy batteries and first aid kits from them. That's what I buy. When I start a new business, I start with Granger as my vendor. I buy first aid kits and batteries because, everybody needs first aid kits and batteries, especially if you have any kind of kids or crazy employees like me. Okay, so that being said, Granger is a phenomenal one because they sell stuff that we could use and they are a true starter vendor. You need to spend $50 with them in order to get the account reported. Very important. If you spent $40 with them, then you'd wait a month, wait 2 months, nothing would show up and you wouldn't know why. You have to spend $50 with Granger for them to report the account to the business credit reporting agency. And here's another phenomenal benefit. They report to Dun& and Bradstreet and Equifax. Here's why this is a big deal. Equifax is the most common business credit reporting agency used by lenders. So if I want to get a loan for my business, well, a lot of lenders use Equifax more than anybody else. So we need to build business credit with Equifax, but it's really hard to do because a lot of vendors don't report to Equifax. So if you ever get a chance to get business credit accounts that report to Equifax, you've got to grab them. They should be one of the first ones you get. When I start to build credit for a new business, I use Granger because Granger gets me jump started with Equifax, which is very hard to do. If I get one account reported to Experian or one account reported to Equifax, they create a business credit profile for me. But if I don't have any accounts reporting to them and they know I exist, they populate a bad business credit score for me. I don't want you to have a bad business credit score. So we need to have one account with Experian and one account with Equifax, at least paid as agreed, to prevent that. And Granger will give you that account. But here's the best part of Granger. If you have a business license, if you have a license for your business, then Granger will give you a $2,500 credit line just because you have a business license. So this is how big licenses are viewed from credit vendors, right? Lenders, credit issuers, they really like you to have a business license. It goes a long way to giving you a lot of credibility, okay? So that being said, I love Granger because Granger will give you a $2,500 credit line just because you get a license. You could go into Google right now and type in the county that you're in, business license, and you'll find a link to get your business license probably for less than $100. And if you have that business license, send it with every application that you ever send to a vendor or any kind of lender because it gives you a ton of credibility. So Granger, true starter vendor, they'll give you credit when you have none. They report to Dun & Bradstreet and Equifax. They're giving you 2 payment experiences and helping you build business credit with the hardest bureau to build business credit with, which is Equifax. They also will give you a $2,500 credit line just because you have a business license. Here's why it's a big deal. A lot of other future vendors will mimic the highest approvals that you have. So if one of the very first accounts you ever get is a $2,500 limit account, then that means the next accounts you get are probably going to be $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000. So I mean, in 30 days, you're going to jump up to $5,000 to $10,000 credit limits more than likely, just because Granger's giving you that $2,500 limit. Obviously, why it's one of my favorites. So Granger is my number 3. Now, my number 4, and Debo says, hey, all this vendor that Ty is presenting, they're all report great, legit information. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Okay, so number 4, SupplyWorks. And by the way, 100% correct. Everything I'm telling you, we verify every day. Every day we go through all of the vendors that report. We're talking to underwriters. We're verifying everything. So this isn't just some information I got off a forum or chat GPT. Like we have a data team that literally goes through and verifies this information. That's how I can tell you it's accurate. And most of the information you see online is not, because it's changing every single day. Okay. So that being said, this is why it's very important. Luis, I see your message. I am going to take a picture of this, and then we'll be able to reach out to you a little bit later today, so especially when we're done with this stream. So Deeble says, hey, I have 9 commercial lines reporting by following Credit Suite Blueprint. I love that. You can see I'm not just making stuff up, right? As Deeble says here, like what I'm telling you actually works if you work it, because I'm giving you the formula that we've used to help over 50,000 companies successfully build business credit. And I appreciate that. Okay, so number 4. Number 4, and by the way, if you want a quick guide, I'll throw this up real quick because this is our step-by-step business credit building guide. It's been downloaded over 1 million times. So it's the most popular guide ever downloaded for business credit. You can go to creditsuite.com/EIN or scan the QR code. It's right there. So vendor number 4 is called SupplyWorks. Now, SupplyWorks was purchased by Home Depot. So Home Depot now owns them. Home Depot actually now, I think, rebranded them as HD Supply, right? Instead of SupplyWorks, they're now HD Supply, short for Home Depot. So they're a Home Depot company. So you already have an idea of what they sell. They sell like janitorial services and facility management supplies and kind of stuff that you're going to use for any number of different things with building and especially cleaning type stuff. So stuff that we can all really use, right? They offer net 30 terms. So they give you 30 days to pay them. Now they report to Experian. So it's one payment Experian. But again, Experian is the #1 bureau used by credit card issuers. So if I want to get more credit cards, well, then I really need to make sure that I'm coming in and building business credit with Experian. And SupplyWorks helps me actually get that done because they report to Experian. And they're useful for buying like basic supplies too. You can buy batteries there. You can buy first aid kits. So it's stuff that all of us could use, and all of us do cleaning for our offices, our homes. So there's easy amount of stuff that you could buy. I love HD Supply because it's sells stuff that all of us can really use, and it helps us build business credit with Experian. And that brings me to number 5 on my list. So let's go through a recap before we get to number 5. We looked at number 1, Uline, net 30 terms, reports to Dun & Bradstreet and Experian. And they're a true starter vendor. They'll give you credit when you have none. We looked at Marathon, net 15 terms. Okay, they provide fuel, repair, maintenance of vehicles. They report to Dun & Bradstreet and Experian, 2 payment experiences. We love that. Now remember, we got to set up our foundation right, or they might ask for a deposit. So something to keep in mind. Granger, love it. Granger gives us a $2,500 credit line just because we have a business license. They report to Dun & Bradstreet and they report to Equifax as well. All we have to do is spend $50 with them to get it reported to the business credit reporting agencies. Then we just hit on HD Supply. Okay, HD Supply was the new name for SupplyWorks that was bought by Home Depot. They report to Experian, net 30 terms, true starter vendor. They'll give us credit when we have done. They report that credit to the reporting agency. That brings me to number 5, Phillips 76. Now, Phillips 76 reports to Experian and Dun & Bradstreet. So again, we have 2 business credit reporting agencies reported, 2 payment experiences. They give us net 15 terms, and they also do fuel. They also do maintenance of vehicles. They do vehicle repair. So anything you need done for a vehicle, they do, and you're able to actually get credit with them to be able to actually do it. Now, those of you that know me know I can't stop at 5. I can't. I know I promised you 5, and I have this horrible tendency to under-promise and over-deliver. So I don't know. Let me throw in a couple bonuses for you as well. So you walk away with 7 of these starter vendors, not just 5. So number 6, my bonus vendor, which is number 6, is Office Garner. Now, Office Garner, again, reports to Equifax. Equifax is the hardest one to find anybody to report to. If we get them, you got to grab anybody that reports to Equifax. And it's a starter vendor, and Office Garner is great. Man, I love Office Garner. They sell office supplies, all kinds of office supplies, everything you could think about. So all the stuff that I don't care what industry you're in, you're going to easily find stuff that you could buy at Office Garner because they sell stuff that all of us really want and all of us truly need, okay? So Office Garner is my bonus one, number 6. And Debo says, I have 5K commercial card at Home Depot. So again, keep in mind that when you're seeing these in the chat, like this is the results that people are getting. So we were just seeing here that, hey, people's got 9 different commercial accounts reported just because of following the steps that I'm giving you here. Then we came in and see the people saying, hey, I got $5,000 account at Home Depot. Guys, it just works. I'm giving you the proven formula. If you're following these steps, you're going to be getting 5, 10, 15, 20, $30,000 credit limits. You just have to follow the steps. And Queen says, hey, I finally upgraded from sole proprietor to S Corp. Congratulations. And I was a business owner for 4 years strong as S Pre. So now it's like starting all over again with a new EIN and all. That's okay. Look, a sole proprietor is described by SBA as somebody experimenting with a business idea. So the reason I'm telling you that is that even SBA doesn't look at a sole prop as a real entity. It just looks at somebody testing a business idea. So congratulations. An S corporation is a big step up for credibility. It's worth starting over because credit issuers and lenders love corporations. It's their favorite type. So Queen, congratulations on your success. I'm so glad that you were able to upgrade. That's such an awesome accomplishment. Okay, so bonus number 7, right? I know I promised 5. I can't help myself. Here we are on number 7. Bonus number 7 is very interesting, vendor, and one of my favorites. I'm close with their CEO. I really like what they have done, and it is called Credit Strong. Now, Credit Strong reports to Equifax and Experian, 2 payment experiences. Once again, we get one reported to Equifax, which is hard to do. And what Credit Strong basically allows you to do is they're basically giving you like the equivalent of kind of like a loan, but you're not really getting the money. I know it sounds weird, right? They're basically giving you a very high, they're letting you open up like the equivalent of like a savings account loan with them. And then you make a payment towards that loan and you get 100% of that money back. But what happens is that allows them to basically give you a very high credit limit on your business credit report. So you might be able to get a $5,000 account with them. They're not going to give you 5 grand. It's not how it works, but they're going to give you $5,000. Now you have a $5,000 trade line on your business credit report. Then you're making payments on that 5 grand, and that payment all kind of pays off and goes into like your own equivalent of like a bank account. And then you get all that money back. You can cancel it at any time. They cancel the account, you get all your money back. So you're making a payment to them so they can actually report payment history for you. But that payment's basically kind of going back to you anyways. So it's a way that you're paying them a little bit of money to get a very high limit trade line reported on your account. And then as you pay them monthly, that money basically goes into an account you have access to. You can cancel it, pull that money out at any given time. So the benefit of something like this is you jumpstart your business credit profile with a very high limit account. It's kind of like a legal, ethical hack to be able to get higher limit future accounts. All because they are giving you a 5, 10, I think even $10,000 account on your business credit report. So why is this important? Because vendors and credit issuers tend to mimic whatever your highest limit is. You've seen this before. If you have a consumer credit card and the highest limit you have is $2,000, nobody's going to give you 20. It doesn't work that way. You go from 2,000 to 4 to 5 to 10 to you step up, right? And then when you have a $20,000 limited credit card account, if your credit's good, and as a consumer, you'll get more $20,000 limit accounts. Same thing in the business world. By us having a $5,000 or $10,000 limit account with Credit Strong, that means the future vendors we're starting to get approved with are probably going to be approving us for $3,000, $5,000, $8,000, maybe even $10,000 from $3,000 to $10,000 range. So this account helps us get higher future limits on the other accounts we're applying for. It's one of the reasons I love Credit Strong. It's a little weird because you're not buying stuff, you're making payments to them, and they're reporting your payments to the reporting agencies, and you can get all those payments back to you. That money can all come back to you. But it's beneficial because it helps you jumpstart your business credit by giving you a really high limit account, and that helps you get future high limits as well. So that being said, get a business license, as we talked about. Make sure that you build that foundation. Some of the key strategies here, right? Make sure you get accounts that report to multiple reporting agencies. That gives you more payment experiences and helps you expedite your business credit building, okay? You really want to have 14 accounts in total, 14, 15 payment experiences. That will get you to auto financing. That will get you to Visa card, MasterCard. That gets you to kind of the end of the business credit building process. You want to make sure you're using this credit at least every 6 months. Buy something every 6 months so that account still shows positive and you're getting credit for that history. If the real rule is 12 months. meaning that if you don't use an account for 12 months, it won't calculate into your score. I tell my clients, use it every 6 months just to be safe. So if you're using it once or twice a year, then your score will continue to benefit from that account. So some other things to keep in mind. Don't forget, your business credit scores are based on how you pay your bills. We are so blessed. With business credit, we get good scores if we just pay our bills on time. Paydex score, the main score in the business credit reporting agency, is 100% based on how you pay. 100% of the score is based on how you pay your bill. So it's easy for us to control. All we have to do is get accounts that report. I showed you how to do that. Then we want to report, or we want to actually pay those bills on time or early. The earlier we pay them, after the item ships, and the earliest they let us pay after the item ships, then that means that we get better scores. So if I pay the account early, I could have a 90 Paydex score, 95, 100 Paydex score versus just an 80, which means I pay on time. So we want to pay these accounts on time. We want to pay these accounts early, okay? And another thing is we want to keep an eye on our business credit reports. We want to make sure that we're monitoring at least once a month. You could do that using monitoring available at creditsuite.com/monitoring. So that being said, let's talk about making sure that we review this really quick, okay? So top 5 vendors. Remember, we're using vendors. These starter vendors are unique because they report to the business credit reporting agencies, and which 90% of vendors don't, and they'll give you credit when you don't have any other credit. So that's why they're beneficial. 5 starter vendors. Uline. We love Uline. Net 30 terms reports to D&B and Experian. Marathon. They sell fuel, repair, maintenance of vehicles. Net 15 terms. They report to Experian and D&B. You might require $500 deposit. If you didn't set up your foundation right, you can go to creditsuite.com/foundation to make sure that you set that foundation up. And by the way, I am going to go ahead and throw up the business credit building guide, downloaded over 1 million times. It'll give you more vendors, more help through these steps. And by the way, EJ says, hoo-ah, good afternoon. Hey, that's a military cry, by the way, from an Air Force guy. You are awesome at this business, and most important, relaying this info to all of us. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. And Queen, thank you very much. And Clear Guy 23 says, I have Granger and Uline and Amex Business Gold Card. Thanks for the help. Hey, you are absolutely welcome. Thanks for actually taking the steps, because that is the key to success here. Okay. So now we talk about Granger. Give us a $2,500 credit line just because we have a license. They report to D&B and Equifax. Equifax is hard to get accounts to report to, so we want to get that one. We want HD Supply, bought by Home Depot, right? They sell all kinds of stuff like cleaning supplies, janitorial stuff, management supplies that we all probably use on a regular basis. They report to Experian, so we want to look at Supply Works as well. And Phillips 76, they're a fuel station. 15 net 15 terms report to Experian and Equifax. Now, that brings me to my 2 bonus vendors. Number 1, Office Garner. They sell office supplies, a lot of things 100% of us could use, and they report to Equifax. That's my number 6. That's my bonus. And my second bonus, number 7, is Credit Strong, because Credit Strong will give us an account that we pay on monthly, and we can access that money back. It goes into an account we can access, but they can give us a $10,000 credit line, and that $5,000 or $10,000 credit line actually will report to the business credit reporting agencies and help us get even future high limits. Don't be fooled. It's not like they're going to give you 10K you can use. It doesn't work that way. They're kind of giving you the equivalent on paper of like a loan. You're paying them back for that loan, even though they're not giving you the money. It's weird. And then they're just doing this to create a payment history for you and help you have a really big limit on your account. You can go to Credit Strong and see their website. It outlines all that for you. So those are my 7. And I gave you a bunch of tips at the end as well. Make sure you go to creditsuite.com/foundation to actually set up your foundation the right way, and scan this QR code or go to creditsuite.com/EIN to be able to quickly build your business credit using this guide. Thank you very much for tuning in. Don't forget to smash that like button if you got value from this training, and don't forget to subscribe as well. Thanks for the engagement. Thanks for saying hi. And who was it? One other person, kind of a couple other things here. So Jacque, I think it's Jacque. Let me make sure that's the last one. Okay. So Jacque says, hey, so we should have about 14 accounts that are reporting to our business credit reports. Well, first of all, you should never stop. You should get as many as you can get. But when we look at business credit building, we look at tiers of accounts. Starter vendor, first tier. The last tier is auto financing and Visa card, MasterCard. To get to the final tier of business credit building, you want to have 14 payment experiences. Yes. So if we get there, we can get auto financing, Visa card, MasterCards. We have a client that literally the other day got $350,000 in financing at Ford. He went in to get a truck. The finance manager's like, I've never seen this before. He's our partner. So he actually sells business credit financing as a service. We put him in that business. And he signed the finance manager up as a client. And then he started a Turo business because he got so much financing at Ford. That's the kind of things you can start to accomplish. Everybody's, of course, results are different and unique to them, but those are the kind of results that you can start seeing when you get to those 14 accounts in your business credit reports. Great question, Jacque. And then we've got Bream Michelle Kelly. Hey, I need all this for my apartment complex. I need HP scanners, file cabinets. Listen, you need to build business credit. Business credit gets you all that. You can get credit with HP, Apple, Dell. You can get credit with IKEA. You can get credit with Amazon. So with this, you're able to actually come in and be able to get scanners, be able to get computers, be able to get cabinets, be able to get furniture. It's all there. And one of the places you can get it is Office Garner, which is one of the starter vendors we covered today. So hopefully that helps you along the way. Okay, so that being said, I am going to wrap up. Wait, I got PV here too. I have 10 accounts in the last 60 days, and I'm currently seasoning 14 business bank accounts. Congratulations. So you are using like a funding stacking strategy, and I love that. Season those bank accounts. At about 3 to 6 months, you're going to be able to roll into those banks and be able to get credit financing from them as you're building the business credit, which has opened up even more funding. You are rocking it out. So congratulations on your success. And Mystic Mom says, hey, thank you, just starting out. Ready to untire Trisha, unretire. I think it's unretired. And congratulations. That's awesome. And thank you for your work in the medical field as an RN. I was a medic in the Air Force. A lot of people don't know that, but amazing information. Million thanks, Mystic. Thank you very much for coming in. So don't forget to smash the like button and don't forget to subscribe. We go live on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and all we talk about is getting money to grow your business and other things that will help you grow a business even faster. And EJ says, hey, can you repeat your first bonus vendor? So my first bonus vendor is Office Garner. Now, Office Garner is what was my first bonus vendor that I covered was Office Garner. And Office Garner, Garner, sells office supplies and they report to Equifax. So hopefully that helps you there as well, EJ. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to smash the like button and subscribe. I look forward to seeing you on our next trading. We're talking about more cool ways to get the credit you need and the money you need to grow your business. Take care.